Okay, very good. All right. Well, my name is Tom Horn. I'm a police officer in the town of Antrim, New Hampshire. And the reason why I'm here, I'm not a representative, or I'm not representing any official opinions for the town of Antrim, or for the police department, or for law enforcement in general. These are just some thoughts that I've had um, for the local school budget that I thought perhaps folks would be interested in hearing. So I understand that the taxpayers in the Conval School District have some difficult decisions to make. You have a budget that's been presented before you, and some of those budgets represent costs that have been assigned by the state of New Hampshire that are fixed and that they don't have any real control over, and those are expenditures that are going to take place whether or not they meet with voter approval. And so, unfortunately, uh, those costs are fixed and need to be borne by the school district. So my fear is that if the budget is defeated and the default budget is enacted, that cuts to programs, particularly with extracurricular activities, are likely. And I'd just like to speak briefly about what those activities and the benefits that those activities have for the youth and for the community in general. So I have a unique perspective. So I am a law enforcement officer here in the town of Antrim, as I've said. I've also coached in the Conval School District, and I'm also the parent of 4 children, 2 of whom have graduated and have gone on to college, one who is in high school and one who is in middle school. So I feel as though I have a fairly unique perspective from a number of different sides. So I would say that should the default budget be enacted and programs need to be cut, I think that students would lose a tremendous opportunity to engage in those activities that build community. And I think it's as equally important for students to be able to associate and to identify with their school community as it is for adults to be able to identify in the communities in which they live. So any activity that brings the student body together as a whole, that can come together and to celebrate hard work and achievement, I think is beneficial, not just from an educational perspective, but from a social development as well. So certainly being in athletics, I should say, I have a unique perspective that I've seen students who have been able to overcome adversity and to learn to work together as a group to achieve a common goal. All of those tasks work towards life skills that these students will use for years and generations to come. Oftentimes we say that athletics are a metaphor for life, right? So you learn to work hard, you learn to deal with disappointments, you learn to work together as a group, and ultimately you learn how to succeed together. And the same holds true for other extracurricular activities, programs such as drama, for example. And I think that those activities are equally important to athletics. And again, it's the same concept that we allow students to come together, to work together for a larger purpose, to achieve great things, and see the results of their labors and their work. So I understand that difficult choices are a part of life, and then folks are constrained and by income levels or whatever the case may be. But I would just urge the voters to consider that there are many aspects of the school budget that are important to the students, and these things help keep the students engaged in school and help them ultimately to be productive members of society, so that I don't have to deal with them on a professional level. So